Okay, so I think let's just cut straight to the chase. 1.4 billion population and 6 medals in Paris Olympics. Have India underachieved, or is it something to be happy about?
I don't know. I feel like answering that question in a bit, because amidst us is a man who's been busy napoing the streets of Paris.
I actually napoed them.
Yeah.
He was telling us that he had 20,000, 23,000 steps a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have proof.
The highlight of your
No. We don't need. I'm just.
It is proof because you have to walk a lot there.
Yeah.
And one venue to another, and I have done a previous Olympic where which is Rio, but where the transport for the media was very well organized. So I did not take any public transport. I would just take the official buses for media, and we were very well connected to one venue to another. Here it wasn't like that. So I'm mostly, also this is a different city in that sense. Everything was about, other than the shooting, which was in a different city only.
Were you
First
safe?
visit to Paris, I believe?
Yeah, I'd been there, but for half a day before. But yeah.
You can't complain now. 2 weeks.
Yeah, I can't. I love the city. It's
Were
my
you
favorite
safe
city now.
all throughout 2 weeks?
All safe. All the horror stories that I heard about Paris, all untrue. So one, I heard that there's a lot of crime. Okay.
Yeah.
I did not have an encounter like that. Neither did I see anybody close to me have something like that.
Can I tell you
It's
something?
very safe.
Sorry to cut you short, but the first live that you did, I had one of our dear subscribers write to me and say, please ask Rahul and Nikhil to not do their lives like that. The phone will be stolen in no time.
So, by the way, let me tell you, that's what I'm trying to say. Firstly, I heard that, your bags get stolen. I carried my bag, my equipment all the time with me. Never did I find anything like that. And I traveled by public transport, like trams, underground metros, and regular trains, buses, everything. Never, not once did anyone try to do that. Personally, I never experienced like that. Neither did I experience, any hostility, nothing of that sort throughout my trip. Neither did I see anyone even close to me have something like that. So not even
Nobody different.
nobody. So no untoward, unless of course maybe because there was a lot of police presence during the Olympics, it was different. So
Yeah, that's what I was coming to. I was looking at some of the numbers, what it takes to organize Olympics, and we know it's not a profitable affair. It's not been in modern day and age. Paris though has bucked the trend in terms of having the cost around the estimated budget that they have, but others have overshot. And I was looking at how the security expenses have also now run into billions. Even for Paris 2024, I think it was 1.4 billion the cost that the organizers had to bear for security. So maybe because of the enhanced security, maybe Paris was just more secure this time.
yeah, I mean, I as I said, all the stereotypes about Paris. It's unsafe. I did not feel unsafe at all, and I, as I said, was hanging around all across the city normally, so I didn't feel unsafe.
Okay.
Secondly, the other stereotype that it is dirty. A lot of people told me it's dirty and so on and so forth. I didn't see anything like that at all. It wasn't. Please, I don't want to see this, Pawan. Never.
Are you
Not want
including
to see that, please.
River Seine in that?
I am. River Seine, by the way, is dirty according to the European standards.
Yeah, exactly.
The fact that people can do tours and
They can sit there and
next to it, and their restaurants and enjoy, they do picnics, by itself is okay. What they said is that it has bacteria in it, and so it's not safe for you to swim, because if you inhale water, those bacteria can go out. At that level, I mean, we in India should not even be. You look at the Yamuna which you cross.
We can't sit there and picnic. It's not a sport to go
Picnic,
there.
you can't see the water, there's only jhag.
Yeah.
So
But then on a lighter note, how were the croissants?
croissants were amazing. The French bread is amazing. The French cafes are amazing. Everything that I had heard about Parisian cafes, like cafes with like seating outside, everywhere in the city you go, you'll see cafes like that. So everything, they said it's dirty, it wasn't. I mean, again, dirty based on first world standards maybe. And this is where I hear about or New York, you go, it's dirty.
Thames also they say the same.
Yeah, exactly.
Electoral promises.
But
in London are also like we have here in India. Hum Yamuna saaf kar denge. They're like
so at the cost of offending a few ultra nationalists who may be watching us, we in India should not complain about, no, because people take offense.
Yeah.
I'm only telling the truth. I'm as proud of Indian as anyone, but I'm telling the truth that we should be the last people to complain about that city is dirty, because it may be dirty and people would have said it according to their standards. I don't even want to compare a city like New York, Paris, which they call dirty, to our big cities like Delhi, Bombay, whatever, Bangalore. I've been to all. They are like 100 times cleaner than our cities, and that's a fact. Our cities are unplanned, unorganized. You have to see how beautifully planned, organized cities are. So, and again, you should see it as a positive. If we are seeing that as a better thing that they have, we should aspire to make our cities like that, no?
Okay.
Isn't it? Anyway, that's that apart.
One more question that I have for you, like two pointers that I would really like to know from you. That what's that one thing that you really liked in terms of stakeholder management, and what's that one thing you hated in terms of it?
One thing I really liked was the love the French had for the Olympic Games. So they turned up in huge numbers.
Yeah.
A lot of games, if you've known in the past, the locals have not really taken to it. And even though a lot of local Parisians had left the city because this is their holiday time. This is that holiday they have, they take breaks, so they travel. But overall, a lot of French people, so majority of the matches that I went to, Olympic is not like a football World Cup where the fans travel.
Yeah.
There were people who traveled from US, Europe, who had come, that's okay. But every stadium, every arena you go, about 60-70% is local population, Parisian. So that they packed those stadiums,
exactly.
And they enjoyed every bit. So it's like if you're a French family, you've come for a match, and let's say the match is between Axel Sen and Lakshya Sen, both non-French players, but majority fans are French, but they're enjoying it. Kids are enjoying, they're cheering every point. So they've made full use of the fact that Olympics was in their city, and they should go and enjoy best sportsmen from the world playing in their city.
Okay.
So go watch the races, go watch the sports, new sports. So I love the Parisian participation in that. The thing that I hated the most was, and maybe that is very French. See, like if you see Olympics like in Beijing and all, and even in Rio, and I hear about Tokyo, they roll out the red carpet. They want to do everything. The French are more like, listen, fend for yourself, do things yourself. We are doing the games, you fend for yourself. So in terms of journalists, you have to look out for your own transport. They gave us a card, and you figure out, do your stuff. For your fans also, figure out how to travel. So they will not roll out the red carpet. But I like the fact that they did everything. They promised that it will be a carbon neutral game. They were aiming for it. They did all that. So budgets they kept low, did not make any new venues. I think that's the future of two. I know, but that's the future too.
No, I'm saying three. I think three they already had.
No.
Three main infrastructures were already in place.
Everything was in place. They only had two they made for these games. Everything else was in place. So, that I think should be now we are planning to hold the Olympics, and they're saying, if it's in Ahmedabad does not have those facilities. So of course you're going to start from scratch. Those costs go into it. I would advise, if India was to do it in a city that has, so for example, Delhi has. I'm not saying because
of Commonwealth Games.
It's already there. The 80-90% of the infrastructure is there.
Cricket is taken care of.
Everything. You have everything you've done.
Hopefully. Jawaharlal Nehru,
and because of the Commonwealth Games also, I feel.
You've had Asia, you've had Commonwealth, you've had everything.
Just getting back to the crowd something I also noticed this time was the crowds were really filled. Even for the golf events, they were like 100 or 200 people. So was this the first time there was the people turned out in so huge numbers for all events, even for volleyball, table tennis, name any sport, and it was never like the stadiums were empty. They were always
full. Where tickets were not available, I agree with you. I think it will be the most well-attended Olympics. Also, the reason is one, of course, the locals. Also, because it's Paris, it's like the center. So, for European travelers, it's very easy to get there. Like if they're having the games in Rio, it's not easy for everyone to go, or Tokyo.
Across the Atlantic.
It takes a lot of time to go to Tokyo, or whatever you're doing it. Here, for Europeans, it's just a train ride. No need for a visa. So a lot of European countries, they could just travel, even if they have 2-3 days off, travel, watch. a lot of Americans travel for American tourists. France is like really a popular destination. They come, so it's an easy access for people to go, and that's why there was.
Were you there during the 100-meter final?
Yeah, I was.
How was the experience?
It was nice, but I've seen Usain Bolt run 100-meter final.
Oh, then.
Then you could only come second best. It was good. I went for Noah Lyles because I don't know if you know, but I saw the documentary that is on. You must see it on Netflix, on sprinting. So it features Noah Lyles and the Italian runner who also ran in the final. Who's the gold medalist last time. So their rivalry, that's focused on World Championship. Yeah. But this was so. I went and saw it. So yeah, it was fun. Good Olympics. But the topic we're discussing is, was it good Olympics for India? So what does everyone think?
I don't think so.
Not good.
I don't think so. You know, when you're talking about trajectories as a sporting nation, because see, you do it for everything in life. You do it for economy, you talk about GDP growth, you talk about population. There's always a graph you're looking at education, literacy. You're always, and these are these are graphs you want to be excelling in. You want the graph to keep going up and up and up. If you were to plot this on a graph where India finished, it is, I would say, as Rio ended up being a bit of a disappointment, then Tokyo gave you a bit of a high. I think plateauing is okay. While as far as medal tallies are concerned, you could say you were there and thereabouts. Last time it was 7, this time it's 6.
Could be 7.
Could be 7. Fingers crossed. But even then, it will be a plateau. Right now, as things stand, you got to plot it below Tokyo. In that regard, number of 4 finishes act as a bit of a consolation. But for the country size that we are, for the resources that we have, for the winning positions that we were in, again, this is again relevant right now. 10 years down the line, I don't think, like in football they say it's the trophies that or any sport trophies that matter. When you talk about India being a sporting nation, we're not there. And in the words of Avinav Bindra, not my words, if you have to be called a sporting nation, you have to be getting 25-30 medals.
True.
You are 3 times away, 4 times away from that as things stand. So you're a far way away from reaching those standards for you to be there on the global map. Yes, there are things that have happened, there are records that have been broken. You have a 21-year-old Naman Sehrawat who won and broke the record books and this and that. But this is, you want more. There should have been more that should have been done as well. So many disappointments. So many of those guys don't even feature when you talk about those number 4 finishes. Well, somebody like a Satvik Chirag. You were almost, saying when everyone was talking about who were those medal guarantees for India, they were the top 3 after a Neeraj perhaps. So it is a disappointment. I don't think I'll mince any words in saying that it is a disappointment, and the graph, instead of plateauing, I think it's come a notch down.
Absolutely. I think I completely agree with Harshit here, but what I personally felt after the event was over, I think it was more of a hurting campaign, or more of a very hurting Olympics for India, because you have never really had those as many 4th place finishes as you had in Paris Olympics. It was as many as 6 that you had. So had you obviously converted them, who knows, for the very first time in India's sporting history, you could have had the medal tally in the double digit figures. I think it really boils down to the fact that it's not really preparation. It's not really whether athletes were ready for that big stage or not. I think it once again takes me back to the point wherein what Prakash Padukone sir had made after Lakshya Sen's loss to Lizzie Jia in the bronze medal match, that is it more about the players not taking responsibility, because as far as the federations or the IOA are concerned, they have obviously made their they have done whatever they can in their power to make sure that the athletes get as much facilities as they can to prepare for the highest level.
Are you happy or not with the?
But it's more, no, I'm not really happy. For me, it's also very hurting campaign.
You would have wanted more.
Yeah, obviously wanted more. Okay. Yes, so that's the thing.
Yeah, even I see personally, I'd say that it's definitely more than just hurting, and I'm absolutely not happy. The only thing, because it's not about, we've won most of the medals, our bronze, just one silver, we could have another silver. But this isn't the standard that India should be setting for themselves moving ahead also. And it shouldn't be like it's good enough to finish fourth. We should not be expecting that the athletes who finished fourth this time, most of them to win a medal next time. It should be most of them winning a gold or going for a silver medal next time. But most of the people are sort of satisfied with the sort of performance.
My point is, what would have made you guys happy? 7 medals, 8 medals, what would have made you happy? 9
Those
medals?
fourth place finishes being converted into medals.
No,
That
even
would
a
have
bronze,
made me happy,
Fourth place to will happen every time. There will be people who will finish fourth. Na? There are other countries also who finish fourth. Fourth place, I'm saying, what would have made you happy? How many medals would have made you guys happy? You're right now disappointed, fair point. What would have made you happy?
Double digits.
10 medals.
10 medals or double digit figure.
10.
Yeah.
How
10, 12.
You know, my point is, and that's why I will take you to the Neeraj Chopra thing. People are disappointed he finished silver. My point is that we tend to forget where we come from. Are we a Olympic powerhouse? Nobody had ever won a gold in track and field. He wins a silver. That in itself is the greatest performance. Assuming Neeraj had not won a gold, his silver, if he just wins a silver in track and field, that in itself is the greatest performance by an Indian athlete. We come from a country that has done zilch in Olympics. How is it that we suddenly, okay, maybe we are a different generation, maybe we talk about we are Vishwa Guru in the world, we are this, we are stopping wars, we are doing this, but we are forgetting that we are extrapolating that to sport where we are a nobody, let's be honest. The fact is, so how is it we're suddenly expecting the world? How is it that
That's why we're not expecting 30 or 40. That's why we're expecting
30, 40 though, forget 30, 40 though, there will be only 4 countries in this world who will get 30, 40 medals.
Because we got those 7 medals last time, this
so
time.
you got 7 is your greatest ever Olympic performance, my friend. So that's your greatest in the history of your country. That is the greatest performance ever.
But it's even only now that all the private entities have come in,
My point is, so that is another thing we'll discuss. That, but my point is, what were you expecting?
Double digits.
How will you reach the double digit mark? That's what surprises me.
No, but what's wrong to expect?
I'm nothing wrong. Yeah. Nothing wrong. But all I'm saying is, it's like you have all in your classes from class 1 to class 9 have been an average 50% student.
Correct.
And in your board exam, I'm expecting you 99%. Well, nahi hoega.
Yeah,
but if you're 60% all throughout, then you come 70% and then again 60%.
Yes, so you will have, see, like every country. Let's look at like China, like US, like these are top countries I'm talking. But even there, or UK or Britain finishes third a lot of time, probably finish 6th this time. They were getting, so no country can be guaranteed an upward trend.
Yeah.
Okay, no matter how you are, you will have upswings, downswing in sport based on. But what you would want is you be in the range that you are. That is what a country can do, right? If you are US and China, you have to be in the top 2, right? Sometimes US would have topped it, China tops it, but their fight is there. They are fighting in that level. Similarly, you will have the the France and the Great Britons, the Japans and the Koreas. They are all fighting. Sometimes somebody is third, fourth. So they are in that vicinity. कई बार किसी के 16 गोल्ड आ गए, किसी गेम में 12 आ गए. So ऐसा तो नहीं है that Japan once they do it, one game they got 16, next they got 12. There is a dip. They will discuss, but they are in the range that you're talking. So similarly, my only point is, what we've got is you're in the range of what you are as a sporting nation. It is not a situation. I will agree that maybe after to an extent, from 6 in London to 2 in Rio was kind of a shocker, a downfall, because percentage wise, even though 4 medals for a lot of countries, 4 up and down is nothing, but they win those many medals. For us, okay, from 6 to 2 was a downfall, from 2 to 7 is a good jump. I agree in all of that. That will keep happening. See, don't be where you are as a country. See, the most embarrassing, you were saying what is the good and the bad, and I was just talking in general. The most embarrassing bit for me as a journalist in the Olympic Games that I've covered is this question that I get asked by journalists. You know, I remember it being asked in Rio where I had to, you know, when Sakshi won that medal and we were all celebrating. So there was we were doing it at the MPC, and a journalist, I think he was a Japanese journalist, I forget, he came, oh, what happened? He thought some gold medalist has come because he was so excited. We says, no, she's won a bronze. So he was a bit surprised. So he said, okay, what medal? I said, this is the first medal. And the Olympics was kind of almost getting over. It was towards the second half. And he was like, this is your first medal in these games, that too a bronze. And he saw a celebration. But that's what we are clinging on, right? Similarly here, when I travel, I go across, I was in a bus with an American doctor who was a team doctor for I think basketball's team doctor of the American team. I was going in the same bus to Stade de France the day Neeraj's final was. And he was saying, oh, what is so I said, we are going to be, maybe we'll get our first gold. I was like, oh wow, that's great, fantastic. I said, he's won the medal. Oh great, so how many have you? It was quite embarrassing for me to tell him that I've won 5 and there are all bronze medals that we've won so far. So he said, what? And he said, you're the most populous country, 1.4 billion. But I said, it's not that. He thought that this year we are having a bad Olympic. I said, no, we generally are. We are here. We will be in 4, 5, 6. Those are the brackets. So my point is, while we can be personally all disappointed, but we also have to be realistic. What is it that we were expecting? What were we expecting that we will be from this? We will start competing and getting
that's
7.
not the expectation.
It was about having more names who could, sort of do well moving ahead.
But the thing is, see, like you said, I'm just taking that example forward. A 50%er doesn't become a 90%er overnight. Simple as that. But for a 50 to get to 90, he will have to first touch a 70, then a 75, and then perhaps a 90. So for India also to get there, whatever, maybe this century, maybe the next one, whatever it is.
Yeah, if you give me a 30-year period,
yes,
I can.
However, let's say in sports where I feel that there is enough infrastructure, there are sports that my nation, something like archery, the perennial underachievers as is being called in the circles, something like badminton where we've gotten medals. Started with 2012 and you're now being used to. So
even
for India
matter.
to progress, India to start believing in the idea of being a sporting nation, those medals that have come in those sports have to continue to come. Because it's not a massy sport, badminton. However, if you have such a low like this, maybe it just takes the fan away furthermore. So you need these medal guarantees.
No, that I completely agree with you. But where does the problem lie? See, people are very easily pointing out that 4th place our athletes are not good enough. But my point is, it is a reflection on us as a country and a society. They're still the best that you have in your own country, right? They played within all of us. We're 1.4 billion people. I mean, you compete like countries like France, Great Britain, and forget about China and US, Japan, and a lot of these countries have population that is not even like, some of them are less than our city or states. But I'm still saying that's not a fair judgment. Now, amount of people cannot. But my point is, the issue starts with, and this is the core of it, issue starts with our culture. Why is it that we are not a sporting nation? Because you compare us to China or the Western world. A kid, when he starts playing, kids only start playing sport, right? You enjoy it. The kid, till he's 20, 22, nobody expects anything out of him. No studies, nothing. If you're in the US, you're in France, you're in Great Britain, if you're playing a sport, you keep playing it. You keep playing it. You can focus on that. Even if you're not becoming a professional sportsman, you can focus on that. You can just leave studies aside. In India, at the age of 10 only, you have to stop because you have to start moving towards. So that culture does not exist. There, and I know the compulsion, because in India, the gamble of how many people will become sportsperson is so less that obviously it's a better chance you'll make it in life if you start focusing on studies. There, that percentage is not there. For 20 years of your life, whatever you love, playing sport, whatever, everyone plays sport, like somebody plays cricket, somebody football, for till 20 years of your age, if you do not focus on studies, you just do bare minimum that you are needed to pass, and you can focus in a sport, and at 20 decide that I want to be a professional, you can make a very good living, right? You could do whatever. You could be even run a store, or even a store manager, whatever. Why? Because the quality of life is there. You get paid that much. Even if I am a teller in a bank sitting and just taking in checks, I get paid enough to support my family, to enjoy a holiday, own a house, buy cars, live comfortably. In India, the difference is that if I do not study and if I start becoming a, take up a menial job, whatever that might be, I will never be able to aspire to own a house or have that. So the difference in the pay packages, or how the difference there is in terms of what you are if you are a IAS versus a taxi driver, is so huge that you have to aspire to be an IAS. Abroad till 20, if I keep playing and I end up driving a taxi, I make enough money as much as a MBA guy who's working in a fancy job or there and thereabouts. So that is why you can focus. In India, I'm not saying there's no talent, but your talent gets, 90% of your talent gets lost when they are 12, 13 years of age, because their parents say, forget about it. So the population debate of 1.4 billion can only come into play if 1.4 billion give it a serious shot towards sport. They don't. 90% of them just drop out. So you're actually dealing with just maybe out of that 1.4, you're only dealing with 0.1% of population that is giving it a shot for sport.
So we're not dealing with the best. I mean, the best are getting lost.
But I'm saying the whole base is not being used.
But would you
a minority, which also comes from small town, which they know that there is no other route to be successful in life than by going that. Majority of your urban kids and whatever, if they are not doing very well, or even if they are, they'll say, see, we don't know how far you'll go, because the chances of you making it top is slim.
But sir, even if they make it to the top, I'm saying, if a 10-year-old child is playing any sport apart from cricket, and the parents are okay with them continuing cricket, I don't think any parent would want their child to sort of make a career in any other sport, and the reason for that would be that there is no money even moving ahead.
Fair point.
Exactly. And what I feel is, and the reason why there is no money in other sports is also because I feel there are not sufficient results, and I don't blame the athletes for that, obviously. But see, now suddenly when Vinesh has come in the limelight, everybody knows the rules of wrestling. Everybody knows that 100 grams to how to do it. That means that as soon as people would as soon as you get those results, people would start showing in result. People would start showing in interest, and as soon as the people show interest, that is the only time when the money would start coming in.
But see, I'll tell you, this is where the sporting culture is. For example, no matter what you do, see, you have to accept this fact, by the way, that if you end up playing an Olympic sport, and it's a universal truth, even if you're in America or Japan or whatever, you're not going to make a fortune.
Yeah.
You're not going to be. If you're a volleyball player in the US, or you are a handball player or whatever, and you're even an Olympic gold medalist, you're not going to make a living out of it. You are not even getting major sponsors to come on board there unless you're in one of those top level, you're the fastest man on the planet like Noah Lyles, so you get that much, or you're an NBA player who's playing. Barring those, nobody does. But the fact is, that's what I'm saying, in the culture or the way the economy is set up, that I don't need to make money out of that sport. If that's my passion, I can give 22, 23, 24 years of my life, which will be my peak, to that sport, which is actually recreational, because at that time, and then once I'm done with that career, let's say at 27, 28, I'm done with my volleyball career, and I want to move on, and I've been an Olympian, and I've won a medal also for let's say Japan or wherever. I can then get an alternate life, pick an alternate job. I wouldn't have lost out on anything, and I would still make enough money to live a comfortable, luxurious life. In India, if I play an Olympic sport till 27, 28, that means I've lost out on my education. At best, then I will get a job, government job, which you sometimes get having played that, and that may safeguard me. That also few get, not all. That is the issue. That is why people drop out of
sports. But then again, that is also all goes down to the population only, because those jobs also people would keep somebody who's who's academically qualified, because they would not want to
keep a degree for it. See, basically, one of the points you mentioned that if the chances of you playing an international sport or something at an international level are very minimal, and that's what pretty much the mentality is. But then chances of clearing IAS also are pretty much minimal. No, but that's why, see, people still go for it.
How many people?
See, there are as many as 6 or 7 attempts that you can have to at clearing an IAS, but the chances are very minimal.
But how many people are made IAS?
See, the only point.
How many people are made IAS every year? There will be 20,000, 30,000, whatever. How many people are made doctors? Exactly. 1 lakh, 5 lakh doctors every year.
And because they've studied their other options also.
They are a 0.000 point. So I can be 1 in 1 lakh. I can aspire to be 1 in 1 lakh. To be an Olympian, I'm aspiring to be 1 in 100.
But sir,
Do you know how much tougher that is?
That is okay. I get your point, but then
There is a better chance if today, I'm just saying, today if I decide, if I'm a 15-year-old, there is a higher chance of me becoming an IAS officer than being boxer for India fighting in the 57
I don't agree with
But
this.
if
No.
equal this thing.
No, I don't think so.
How many?
I don't think so.
No, there are
How
more
many
IASs
people?
now.
My God,
Yeah.
how many people get?
There are
It's a
20,
simple
yeah,
math.
there are
How many
more
people
people.
become IAS every
I
year?
am looking at.
Arey Baba,
I
it's
just
a
know
simple.
percent.
I'm just
the
telling you.
one
No,
thing I
answer
know
me.
is-
How many seats every
Many.
year for IAS?
858.
858. How many boxers represent India in 6? So 1.4 billion mein to be 6 vis-a-vis to be in 800,
But sir,
which is a better
that
chance.
is- yeah.
It's a mathematical
Go
chance.
on.
I
I'll go
was
after you.
just saying that
It's a mathematical
like
chance. I can
even-
never make it there.
even if
Plus, if I aspire to be IAS, I have a life.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You can do other things.
I can be the
Yeah.
person,
Here you're
lose
stuck.
in the third round,
Yeah.
and nobody will remember me.
But sir,
Nobody will remember Nishan Dev. Nobody will remember
But
Nishan
don't you think that that's the same sort of case with cricket also? There are only 11 who go from this big population, but people still sort of are ready to give in their life for that sport because there is more than, they know that once they are done, maybe that chance that there is very less chance if they are done, they know that they can.
But
Arey,
no,
cricket,
that's
cricket is a
changed.
different
No,
ball
no,
game
no.
altogether now because of the IPL.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like Parth Jindal mentioned, that finances aren't an issue. If this sort of amount is pumped into all sports, I'm saying even I would want to go for.
No, but not
want
all
to do the-
sports
No,
are
no,
bad
no. What is he?
economically.
No. Also, what finance he's talking about? Finance he's talking about the athletes
yeah.
that have reached the elite level.
Yeah.
Yes.
See,
Yes, 180 seats.
180 seat every year.
Every
That is
year.
every year.
Okay.
Now, for me to be there once every 4 years to be 3 people.
See, mathematically, you are obviously correct. There is
mathematically.
there are no questions about that. But if you look at the level of toughness, I personally don't agree with the fact that you have a better chance of becoming an IAS than you becoming an
mathematically
athlete.
more chance, na? There are more
Probability,
seats.
bro.
There are more
There are more
seats.
seats.
So that's what I'm
Probability.
saying. Here, the seat is less.
No, but-
you have to be that one guy.
But
And you have to
seats
win
also-
there.
Exactly. You have to be the one guy.
Probability is more, na?
See, I'm just saying that every year so many doctors are made. How many
Yeah.
doctors are made? How
There
many
are aims
engineers
also.
get jobs every year? There are more. I know CAs. Also, all of these exams are tough.
Yeah.
But there is a number of people, no, the seats every year. I can be aspiring to be one in those 20,000. For me to
Yeah.
be the
Yeah.
the one person
And
who
because
is the
I've studied,
fastest
I have-
person in the planet to run a race is
And I have other options also, na? If I'm preparing for IAS
One.
or if I'm preparing for anything else, I have other options. to
plus
do.
I will make more money if I become that. So I will give my jaan.
Exactly,
I will
exactly.
do everything.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
will
But
I will
even
say
these exams also, again, like for CA, I
I'm
know
not-
there's a 5%, 6% passing rate.
that's what I'm trying to say.
5%. So out of there also, out of 100, only 5 are becoming CAs.
That's what I'm trying to
95
say.
are heartbroken.
But there are more options there. No, that's what I'm trying to say. To just be that one person. Here I'm aspiring to be that one person.
But don't you think there are more options?
I know we're digressing a bit. I'm just
Yeah.
for just because we've gone down that road. Just feel that ask somebody who's not become a CA. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
I
of
know,
course.
You're not getting my. I'm for not once saying it's easy.
Probability,
If it
he's
was
saying
easy,
it's
everyone
You are
would
just
try.
saying that mathematically there are more chances.
Exactly.
More probability.
That's what he is saying.
If I had to
Yeah.
sit now, if I had to punt on somebody, 2 kids there, if I have to punt on somebody, I'm going to look at math, no?
Yeah.
Will he be the fastest man in India? The chances of that happening is 0.1%. Can he be an IAS? It will be, instead of 0.01%, it can be 2, 3, 4, 5 or even 1%. That's what I'm trying to say, that the probability is there. Who is to say even 1% probability is negligible, but it's higher than 0.1, no? That's the only
But then
difference.
why that 1% probability is considered more than a probability of 0.001? Is it more because of the mindset, or is it more, or it's
Also
okay, let me
lifestyle.
just finish my
Also
question. Or is it primarily because of the fact that you have seen someone in your rishtedars that okay, he is an IAS or he or she is an IAS, so let's just get him
None
into
of that. None of that. The reason is because firstly there is a higher probability. Secondly, I will make a better living.
Exactly. There are more returns.
I
from
can
it.
be the fastest man in India and still
And
get
still-
nothing.
exactly. That's
and
why I'm
still
saying-
get no sponsorship. Nothing, because I cannot be the fastest in the world. So even if I run the 100 meter for India, I will not even make the final. You will only see me for those few seconds when I run there. Though I have dedicated my life to be the fastest in the country, but I'll only run in the heat. And after that, I'll be forgotten.
But don't you think if more than sufficient money is pumped in, if a lot of money is pumped in, wouldn't people want to give their life for that also, like they are ready to give for cricket also?
There can't be a commerce. Who's going to see? Very easy to say pump in the money. Who's going to pay that money? See, it has to be sustainable. In cricket, the thing is sustainable.
Yeah.
There is money. So in Olympics also, it has to be sustainable. I'll give you an example. In India, you can't have corporates and everyone or anyone just pumping money or government or whatever. They are pumping money as investment. It is going in there.
Yeah.
But for anything, like a company that you start, you pump in money only till a time. It has to reach a stage where it brings that money. The problem with Olympic sport is that it is not majority of the sport, barring a few sports as I mentioned. It does not have an ecosystem that will bring back money. So it's the same for every country. But it is the same for US, it is the same for UK, it is the same for Ireland, Japan, everywhere. But the point is they are not in it. That's what I'm saying. They're not in it for money.
Yeah.
For them, it's part of the culture.
Yeah,
so if I'm a young Japanese volleyball player, I start playing volleyball because I love it. I keep playing it. I become a volleyball player in Japan. I will play for Japan, maybe go win a gold medal also. But I know this is my passion. I won a gold medal. This is not my only way of making any. After my volleyball career is done, I can get back into society, get a decent job without being the most educated like an IAS or a doctor or an engineer, without all of that, with the basic education which I did while I was playing my volleyball. So I contributed to my country by winning a gold medal, and now I am the manager of a fast food chain. And I'm making.
But sir, that's how the cycle is in other countries. That's not how it is in India. That is also because of the population here. I totally agree with that. But still, what I'm trying to say here is that money, why people are ready to pump in money in cricket, that is because of the revenue they get back. Why is that revenue coming? Majority is because of the broadcasting rights also. Why people are watching the sports? Because you are getting those sort of results from there. What I'm trying to say here is that as soon as you get results in other sports also, people will automatically start watching those sports. You saw suddenly people watching Neeraj Chopra again. Nobody imagined that a final of men's javelin throw would be viewed so much across the country. But it was viewed. It's like this if everyone starts to perform in that way.
But they're not avenues, no. See, I'll tell you what happened. With cricket, you're playing 9 months a year.
Yeah.
You're playing every day.
Yeah.
So the money keeps churning. Neeraj Chopra, if he wins a medal at Parvo, Numi games, whatever, live telecast, is anybody watching it? They won't watch it. When will you watch Neeraj Chopra? When he's playing Olympics.
But you also watch him
maybe you'll watch him World Championship once a year. So how much there's no economic sense will not happen.
In cricket also, so much cricket only started after there was so much revenue started, na?
No. Cricket was played like this earlier.
But there wasn't so much cricket. So much cricket started after revenue generation.
No, but I'm saying it cannot be that level just because of the sport is. And I agree with you. The one problem, and this, even with people, all of us, people say that I hear smart comments by a lot of people who troll, you don't show sport, you don't show. I just want to tell all of our viewers also, whenever we put cricket videos vis-a-vis other sport videos, you please see the views.
Yeah.
So the people who come and troll us that you do not cover anything else should first ask questions to themselves. None of them, and by the way, we do videos through the year of other sports, right? Whether there is any hockey match that India was playing in World Series and all, we put that. How many people watch that? Nobody. Cricket, even if you're playing some random series, more people come and watch it, right? So the problem is, because it's an ecosystem, the problem also lies with people, our own people, of how much interest they show when videos. If you are trying to tell me, if any media house, that's why it's very easy to blame media house. If tomorrow, like people watched it during the Olympics, right? Amazing feedback because it's the Olympics. But through the year when we do hockey matches, which are happening, bilateral series, this and that, videos nobody watches, or some other sport like some wrestling happens, we keep putting this one is beaten this one, nobody watches. The thing is, you tell me which media, as soon as if people show interest, which media house, as soon as they see, let's say hypothetically, I don't know, that you start putting videos out for every hockey match that India plays, right, which we do anyway, and they start getting numbers close to cricket, which media house will not be doing more?
But sir,
They will
if this-
automatically do.
But if this hockey team won the gold medal, I'm pretty sure, Grashi, it's not going to be overnight. If you win gold once, then win the
No,
silver,
my
then people
friend.
are start going.
You are saying it very easy. We have now won back-to-back bronze,
Yeah.
which you hadn't done for so long.
Yeah.
Yet last bronze also, while the match is on, huge interest. Soon after that, they played other series, no interest. We do all of that. Neeraj
prime
Chopra, we
example
did.
would be the
Neeraj Chopra,
series.
we've done other world championship
yeah,
and
world
all.
championship.
Hardly folks that watch. So it's easy. That's
It'll be-
it.
it'll
All
be-
of us
it'll
are
be-
responsible.
It'll be visible now only. You've got 2 Diamond League meetings coming up.
Yeah. Nobody. We'll do our coverage. We'll show you how it is with results, previews, post
Arshad
match.
Nadeem, we'll see him in
You will
action
see.
again.
No, but you will see. So it also lies with viewers that watch.
Okay.
Shall we have a look at the
What did
comments?
Saina Nehwal say? I still feel awareness is missing. Need education on different sports. Only then highest level of training will help. This is just how athletes. See, again, I agree with that athletes now are getting much better facilities than they got earlier. And I have seen it with my own eyes closely. It has. But my point is still, for us to be at that level, there has to be a culture. You have to have multiple people, everyone playing. As parents, our kids, if they are playing, we only stop them.
But she made that point, by the way. If
She's right.
this was part
But
of a
as parents
podcast,
also-
and she made that point that somewhere the culture is massively lacking in the country.
Yes,
How many
but-
parents are willing to take that punt?
Now, see, cricket exchange. Now I know a lot of
in cricket,
Because it's
they're ready to
Yeah,
invest
they're ready
in
to
it.
give
more
their
of
life.
like it's more of like India नहीं भी खेला तो IPL खेल लेगा.
Correct.
It's
That's
not
the
just
point.
that, you have so many options
Or
to generate revenue.
UP Premier League or TNPL.
yeah, 100
or
Cricket now,
Delhi
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like it's changed in cricket now. 10 years, 15 years back, it wasn't the case. But now, or even 5 years back, people are ready to give up on things. Parents are ready to leave their jobs for their children just to be after them.
Can
for
I
the
say
cricket.
one thing? While it is all about the ecosystem, and I'm not saying it's just down to the athletes, it is down to the to the government as well. It's the entire thing.
No, it's all of us.
Everyone, yes. When I say ecosystem, we are all included in that. However, I feel somewhere maybe it's maybe a 51-49, 51 to the athlete. I'll tell you why. Because I feel these epoch-making moments that happen. You look at anything. Had 83 not happened, India would not have dreamt of cricket.
Exactly.
You need that one moment.
Exactly.
Had Abhinav Bindra not happened in 2008, we wouldn't have been where
Gold
we are right
shooting,
now.
yeah.
Had Neeraj Chopra not happened,
Yeah.
you didn't know about javelin. But javelin happened because of the sole efforts of one athlete.
Sure.
So maybe you expect, see, it's just the harsh reality. Maybe that the athlete is just got to do that extra bit, a little more.
And it's not about just doing it. I feel repetitively, because it's taken so long for even to cricket to become what cricket is today. As soon as you start doing that more often in other sports also, I think that will change over the years.
Sure. Of course. That's why I'm saying it'll be very gradual.
Yeah.
So if we are
But for that, I feel that the base would be only when the athletes also start performing.
Let's take some swal. Do we have swals?
I think there are plenty.
Should be.
We can't take plenty, but we can take a few.
Mayur Kashyap has a comment. Missing Tony Greig commentary a lot. I'm 39 now. Imagine Rishabh Pant hitting winning runs at Gava. Tony Greig commentary works. Any of you can mimic him.
It's a bit off topic, but yeah, he was one of my favorite commentators as well.
But while I don't want to, pick on the user over here, it's exactly what we were talking about. See, it's
Yeah.
Olympics. Again, nothing against, but see how we're just like magnets getting dragged to cricket at all times. Even when we're trying to celebrate, or even just look forward to.
Yeah.
रोक लो यार कहीं पे एक जगह पवन जी कोई बात नहीं. Let's take everyone. Roshan says Leon Marquand of France and O'Callaghan of Australia won 4 and 3 gold medals respectively. He is the greatest athletes of time. By the way, you are right.
Leon, I believe.
Yeah,
22.
but I'll tell you, in France, that is one thing that I did notice. Whenever he was in the swimming pool for his race, a couple of times I was just walking and going past those cafes. They used to be packed around, like all looking at the screens, cheering him on. He was their superstar.
He
for sure.
is.
In fact, I forgot. I saw him. So I had gone. I only went to the pool once because there was only two Indian participants.
Yeah.
They both
One
were on
was
the same day. And
Dinidhi.
Dinidhi. The day I went to see Dinidhi,
Her interview was really nice.
she's so smart.
Yeah, and she
for a
speaks so
14-year-old.
nicely.
I was
Yeah,
a 14-year-old.
yeah. And she speaks so well. Yeah.
Exactly. 14-year-old. If I was there and somebody interviewed me, I'd be like,
And she was
You
so
know, we've
confident.
actually been made to look dumb by a
Yeah.
14-year-old, a 22-year-old with the kind of proficiency that Manu spoke.
21-year-old.
21-year-old having a
Everyone.
good time watching Tarak Mehta.
they're really smart.
Siddharth was really proud of him.
But they see he though still speaks very less. Yeah. But the like a Manu, like that Dinidhi and all that.
Yeah.
Sharp.
She started that interview. She started with the high.
It was like as if I do it every day. So I went to see that. So just before that, he had one of his heats,
Okay.
and the crowd went wild. The French people went wild watching him in one of the heats.
Speaking of Manu, Shashwat did see her from close quarters today. Shashwat.
Yeah,
tell everyone about
see her.
fortunate enough. Yeah.
Fortunate enough to
to see
see
the history maker.
double medal winner.
medalist.
There were a lot of double medalists today.
Yeah. Most of them.
Yeah. Okay, GGK says, Nikhil, so you guys admit you do videos for views and not love of other sports and say, but GGK, I think I said we do the videos despite you not watching them.
Yeah.
We still keep doing it. I don't think I was clear enough.
Change of language?
English is a very funny language.
Or Punjabi.
Punjabi?
French, I'm pretty sure the French would have improved in the last 2 years.
No. I had, I studied French for 2 years.
Yeah.
But there was a long
In
time.
school?
Yeah,
you have
11th,
that
6th, 12th. Yeah, I did my boards in French.
No, you have that sixth
Your
language.
language culture came pretty late. Where,
I studied in Sanskrit.
I had an option and I chose French as my second language after English, and I gave my 12th boards in French.
No.
I mean French as a language.
I had
And I passed. But the
6 to
problem
8.
is, see, the difference is in that exam, when you're learning, you start mugging up things, right? Because there is no one to converse with.
Yeah.
So conversational powers are not good. You learn the grammar, you learn sentence formation, which I'd learned, and you do that. But since you're not speaking, you'll never pick
Polish
the
it.
language. Exactly. And then of course, at that time I picked a bit of it because the teacher would speak to you and you picked it. But then after that, it's been many years since I passed my 12th. So
But
obviously
this
thought
is
this
now in
was a
school
thing of
6
the-
to 8. You have to choose your third language. It's like that.
yeah, but this
Yeah.
in our
I had French
I
in
did
6
not
to 8.
I did not I did it from Pune, right? So
Yeah.
we in our 11th and 12th you could pick a second language and you could
In fact, by the
so
time
I'd pick French.
while I was in school, then 6 to 8 you have to choose your third language, and then 8th to 10th you can choose your second language, either Hindi or Sanskrit, French.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So same. So we had an option because I was in Pune. So it was Marathi, Hindi, or French and German. 4. So you could pick any. I just chose French because I just wanted to learn. I mean, of course I knew Hindi. I just wanted to learn another language. So I thought, why not try it? And it's easier, right? Because they
Yeah.
start from scratch. So I passed. That's all I
We didn't
care.
have an option here, no? 6 to 8, it was Sanskrit.
What? You didn't have any option.
And then no language after it.
You did not have
Yeah.
option between Sanskrit and French.
6 to 8 even I remember.
No, I had
6 to
it was
8 Sanskrit,
compulsory.
that's it.
8 to get an option whether you want, at least that was for me, whether you wanted Sanskrit or Hindi.
Huh?
Hindi was until 10th,
No,
and then
no.
11th, 12th was
Hindi
obviously
was
English. That's
compulsory.
it.
No, for me.
Then for me it was
stopped
from
at 8.
9th to 10th. It was Hindi, French, or Sanskrit. One language out of the
Okay.
three.
Okay, Sarat Chandra, Nikhil sir, share your experience of previous Olympic where we were not even in contention to now at least finishing 4th, and when you did preview, we predicted I predicted 6. So having hopes is not. Yeah, that's what I said. Which is why I'm not disappointed. I picked 6 and they won 6.
Could be 7.
Yeah, could have been 7. Yeah.
Can still be.
Yeah, my experience I agree with you. See, again, this is what I'm saying, expectations, because, my Olympic memories, 96, I remember that match. Leander Pace winning that bronze. We hadn't won a medal in so many Olympics before that. We were just
I think
happy.
you had won 3 Olympics without a medal.
No, 80 was the last medal. After that, you did not win. So, 84 you did not, 88 you did not.
92.
Yeah, 92
so
you did
3
not. Barcelona,
that's
I remember
right.
watching
We went 3 Olympics without a medal,
Barcelona Olympics, I remember watching, and we won nothing. I remember watching that match of Leander, the bronze medal match. I even remember the semis against Agassi. I watched it on TV. So for me, my generation, getting 1 medal there, then Karnam wins you 1 medal in, and you're talking about heartbreaks. I remember heartbreaks. India, nearly there was a boxer. I think it was Atlanta. Gursharan Singh, if I'm not mistaken, we would have gotten another medal. Quarterfinals.
96.
96, same as Leander. And you're talking about fourth, no? So I'll tell you how many. He was, in those days, boxing scores would come. You could track the scores. Aata tha. And scoring was done differently. So you could, the scoring
would face punches, I think.
Yeah, no, 3 had to press once and then it would come, whatever. Scoring used to be 8-2, 7-3, 10, as that kind of scoring. Used to be the final result. And you could see the score. This guy was leading by 2 or 3 points in a quarter. So if he had won that, he was assured of a bronze. At the last few seconds, he was leading by 2-3 points, and 2-3 points in those days was next to impossible to get. And he conceded those 2-3 points.
Just like Nisha Daya, she was also leading by 6 points.
Like that, but she had an injury. She had an injury. Here, he just froze. He just froze and gave away those points last. So I've seen that heartbreak. Hockey, again 2000 only, I think. India playing against Poland. Have you heard of Poland in hockey? India had to draw that match or win that match to play the semis, hockey semis, and India lost that game to Poland 1-0.
That was in the last 10 seconds, right?
Last 10 seconds they conceded. So heartbreaks of missing a medal like this were many. And so from that situation where we were just getting happy, 2001, 2004, I remember one medal we celebrated like crazy, Rajyavardhan Rathore. Then 8, okay, you got 3, that was like unbelievable. So I'm saying we suddenly now we got 6 and we'll have or 3.
But this is good greed to have, no?
Yeah, but be realistic. Yeah. Priyanshu says, Sikhil sir, congratulations for 500k. Congratulations to you guys as well. Yeah, thank you for giving us company throughout and for all your love and support that you give us. We all collectively, be it viewers, media, government, athletes, are responsible, but the change will come from athlete side. If they win, everyone will follow like javelin. Yeah, but we need more athletes is what I'm saying.
Exactly.
We all used to have that culture in our houses,
No, we had a Neeraj, then we had a Kishore also then. Kishore Jain also. Then like this only, I feel if you win, people will start sort of.
Sure. Rahul says, Arisha, true of Australia won a gold in. What did everyone make? I'm not a big fan of BMX and skateboarding and breaking.
Didn't you see that skateboarding story? Those athletes bus broke and then they went on the skateboard to the venue.
I'm not a big fan. Maybe I'm old school. I like old school kind of sports. Like real sports.
Who reported that story first? He's sitting right here.
I was really fascinated by that story, but nobody took that story seriously.
Okay, what is his name? Girgit Klopp.
Jürgen Klopp.
He says, how many percentage of 1 billion are actively involved in sports? In European countries, they're involved in sports since childhood to even old age. So population doesn't matter, involvement matters 100%. This is the gist of our entire discussion. Yeah, absolutely, that culture. And when you travel abroad, you see it. You see that interview with Parth, and he made a very interesting point, Parth. He said, see, our weekends, families is weekend the chutti hai, mall jana hai, movie dekhna hai, this is
thinking about
their weekends are my kid has this match, I have to show him this match, I have to take him at this training. Everything is around that. Everything is around sport.
And Australia, that's best example is Australians. The cricket, they have won the World Cups, and I have a friend who's just moved there. I was asking him generally, where's the nearest cricket ground? He said, I've not even seen one.
Yeah.
So just imagine.
Dad Cummins, he had nobody to receive him.
No, I saw this influencer. Have you seen who looks like a lot like a Sam Curran? There's this influencer. He on the streets of Australia went and was asking everyone, do you know Pat Cummins? Not even one person knew Pat Cummins.
Well, I'm sure
and he's a World Cup winner here.
People do.
A World Cup winner, just imagine the kind of
WTC winner also.
That's what I'm saying, because everyone plays sport like hockey. There's the most dominant hockey side in the. Okay, they did not win a medal this time, but if you look at the last 2 decades, the strongest hockey team. Hockey, field hockey, is there some 11th, 12th most popular sport. Like hardly everybody plays. There's only a few pockets in Perth and all that play, and within that they make the best team in the world.
Today as well, I had a brief chat with Craig Fulton. He's like, for us that moment was Australia. We got battered by them.
Yeah.
Only
But this
after
Australian team was a bit below par.
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I mean everyone. Belgium beat them badly.
6-1 or was
yeah,
it 6-2?
something
They lost to Argentina also.
They lost. They were over in the group also. They were very erratic. They were not the same Australia.
That's how you finished.
No wonder one player got caught for cocaine use or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Tom Craig.
Tom Craig.
Then he had to come out and like tell that I've done. Then he had to. Inside.
No without a warning.
No wonder they were not playing their best.
He was sent. He was released
They
after.
were busy doing all this.
No, was he? Did anything happen legally?
He was taken into arrest. He was released after being given a warning.
But then
Okay.
he had to be sent back from the village.
Vignesh says we have a lot of sports which are popular in 4-5 states, but we don't even create a proper structure. Like football is really popular in a few states, but we don't have proper structure even there. Vignesh, I'll tell you one more thing about people talk about infrastructure, but I'll be honest. I've traveled to a few African countries. There is zero infrastructure. If you have the hunger, but I agree. The problem in India has been it's not infrastructure. Talent comes, but from there, how you take that talent forward. The pathway is scattered. There's corruption. There isn't enough focus on providing them with the right kind of exposure. All that is an issue. Talent. See, young kid. No, I'm telling you, and this I've spoken to a lot of football coaches, and I spent a lot of time. Do you guys know I'm a certified football coach, and I have coached for years.
Really?
I'm a AIFF certified coach. So
Yeah, and you even coached for a while.
even coached. Yeah.
Really?
Under 12s, yeah. Under 12 kids. Because my coaching certificates are only for under 12s, 14s. That I can do the next certificate for under 16s, 18s.
You should take Harshit sir one day to play.
So the
football
one
also.
thing that a lot of coaches, when I did those lectures, they told us that if you could take a 10-year-old Indian kid and a 10-year-old Brazilian kid, there's not going to be too much of a difference.
Yeah.
A 10-year-old Indian kid who's playing football, and it's after that from that 10, 11, 12, how you groom them, how you coach them, and how they have a structure where they're playing with other competitive kids that you improve.
That's
Problem
the
is-
problem. The biggest example is Vinesh. You should have been in the 53, but the person you sent in 53 got knocked out
That's
and
a different thing.
in her 50 kg.
That is another 1 hour of dugout.
Even more.
Okay, we'll take one. Rookie Techie saying, trolling your own country for views. Does this title resolve our sport issues? Media should show what the truth rather than what people watch. Rookie Techie, first get off. This is what I'm trying to say. If you see something wrong, be man enough to call that. That'll help in improving things. It's like if I have a child and he or she is lacking in something, if I rather be protecting that and not pointing that mistake and being overprotective and saying no, my child, so I will not hear anything bad, or for me is the best, that's fine. That love and all is fine, but till the time I don't point it or I realize that's an issue, that kid will never improve. Same for thing. I think there are two ways of looking at a country, and it's not just about sport in anything. One, you can say everything my country does is amazing, so I love it. Or the other is, yes, there are a lot of things that are great, but there are a lot of things that are bad, and until I pinpoint how will it improve, if I close my eyes and say everything that does the country is doing I believe in, I don't think that is the way that you can improve. Then you will never want to improve, or you'll never see areas that you can improve. The best way is to pinpoint. Doesn't matter. In fact, I would say for your own people that you love, you should actually have constructive feedback and be critical of. What others do, I don't care. Why should I be critical? Or it's their headache to manage. But I am concerned about my own country. I want it to be best. I want to travel. I feel very proud when the national anthem plays and the flag goes up, and I want to pinpoint, and that's our job, to pinpoint all areas where we can improve on so that we get better. At least that's how I see it. I don't know.
But the national anthem didn't play this time.
So we're trying. How will it play? One way is like, I close my eyes, nahi, we are the best.
But Pakistan's national anthem.
Good on them, yeah. Good on them. That guy it played after I don't know how many years. Last medal they got in hockey.
A gold, yeah.
Credit to him, yeah. He worked hard. He got a gold. Well done. Deserves it. Great. But that doesn't solve Pakistan's problem. There's still miles behind us when it comes to their sporting thing. No, we have competitors competing for medals in everything. They only had one guy who's going to be competing.
Only
He was their flag bearer, he was their medal.
Exactly. So would you rather be in that position or India? I would rather be in India's position, where you're there and thereabouts and you're knocking on the doors. And
We were just having this chat, I think, day before. What would, and we were all discussing as to what the reaction would be if you were to win a gold, let's say, for your country, come back and there's a buffalo waiting for you. As you did.
But again, those
And
see,
the
the thing
Maruti,
is,
and then
I was like,
Maruti
it's all joke.
and
Yeah.
It's nothing.
it's
You
for them to
understand.
decide what best they can do.
Yeah. He's got a special car also.
With number?
What time are we?
92.97.
That's for them to decide, right? Okay. Anything else anybody wants to say, or forever?
Tomorrow is 15th
Hold your
August.
silence.
15th August.
We already have the
Yeah.
today on the way.
Patriotic fervor.
Everywhere I was coming, there was being
Signals,
sold
yeah.
on the traffic.
It's been on for a week now.
Yeah. In fact, in my complex,
Yeah,
Abhi,
yeah,
whatever, so every flat they've given a jhanda to
Yeah,
put.
yeah,
So I just saw a picture
They've
in my
also
family
used all
group.
of
My
that.
daughter has put it on the balcony.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye bye. Good night. See you. Vanakkam. Nandri. Shubhratri.
Shubhratri.
See you
Yeah.
tomorrow. Bye bye.